Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chris Carter. This one's going to be a little different. One of the questions I'm asked a lot is, what do you eat for breakfast or what do you eat for lunch? And the truth is, I don't often eat breakfast and I don't often eat lunch. And so they said, well, you must do something. Do you snack? And they said, you obviously don't take very much time to cook because you're sketching all the time. So I thought that I would film my preparation of snacks because that's kind of what I do. And the reason that I do snacks is because it really takes me a long time to cook. And I'm saying cooking, but most of what I eat is raw and you don't really cook that. I'll just refer to preparation as cooking because cooking with Chris Carter sounds a whole lot easier to say than preparation of food with Chris Carter. Okay, so and I do kind of plan ahead a little bit because it takes me so long, and I'm still not quite sure why it takes me so long. But if I ever made a cookbook, I would totally eliminate that part at the top that says preparation time. And maybe in this video we'll discover why that would be a good idea. Don't know. So 3 days ago, I prepped the hummus because it really took me that long. And so I make my hummus a good 3 days ahead of time. And it doesn't take that long to cut up vegetables and an apple. But we'll just see. So here we go. This is what I do. I will cut up, slice what's left of my pepper. And then I can dip in, and of course it's always fun to arrange it kind of nicely. I kind of like what's going on there. It might be nice to add a little bit of color, so I'll just take a second to do that. Always like a few splatters. I generally don't like things floating on the page, so I'll put a cell around it. And who knows? Maybe I'll end up putting something else on here. Okay. In fact, it would be fun to have this carrot poking out. Maybe I'll put a yellow carrot poking out. Okay. I probably should take a photo of this because I do need to post my daily Sketchers drawing. Back to preparing lunch. Let's see. All right, time to peel the carrots. I don't always peel the carrots, but since I'm making the video, I'll peel them for those of you who would go, oh yuck, if they weren't peeled. I love these colored carrots. Wait till you see the inside of them. So I'm cutting up this apple because the apple is the color of the insides. And I'm not being macrobiotic about this, even though I'm cutting it on a slant. I'm not against macrobiotics. It's just that I was around when they first became popular back in the late 60s, early 70s. I was living in Boston at the time, and there were quite a few, well, two macrobiotic restaurants had opened up, and I was thrilled because I was a pretty strict vegetarian at the time. So I was absolutely delighted to go. And much to my chagrin, no matter what I ordered, and I went there probably 5 or 6 times, everything tasted like dirt. It all looked the same, it all tasted the same, and it tasted like dirt. So I decided that maybe macrobiotics was not for me. And they've come a long way. Macrobiotic food can be quite tasty. It's just not my cup of tea. Okay, so this is not quite as green as sometimes. Sometimes they're just stunning. I was busy making circles so that I could have some different shapes over here, and I forgot that I was dipping. It's going to be kind of hard to dip these. That's a little boring. All right, now I'm ready to cut up some more things. Okay, getting a little hungry at this point. Let's see. Cut up some apples. That looks kind of nice. Tom made me this beautiful palette-shaped chopping board out of his grandfather's old chopping board. I think that deserves a quick sketch. Not quite the right color, but you know, I am cooking. Can't take too much time with this. This is kind of fun because it's not really about apples at all. Back to cooking. What else do I have? Okay, let's see. Put this out. It's always so nice to have an attractive selection of things to dip into my hummus. Okay. Does need a little bit of something else though. As a kid, I enjoyed pretending I was a medicine woman and testing out the plants. Not something I advise you to do, and I definitely stopped doing it when I had children. I was afraid that they would think it a good idea. I knew enough not to tell my mom that I was eating all kinds of plants. Nasturtium, however, you can eat. They're absolutely delicious. They're kind of peppery. Delicious. Don't you think that it deserves a quick sketch before I sit down and eat? This isn't dry yet, so. Okay, so that's going to have to be enough for that because pretty soon it's going to be dinner time and I haven't had my morning snack yet. Okay, so see, that wasn't so hard. All you do is you slice up some peppers, you slice up some carrots, you slice up a little bit of a strawberry, you slice up apples, and then you throw on some nasturtium, and you make your dip, your hummus, ahead of time, just in case you two end up with this weird sort of time warp thing. Sometimes I think that maybe what the situation is that whenever I cook, I go into this state of warped time. Because this really was, you know, how long does it take to chop up vegetables and fruit? Not long at all. You know, but then when I look at the clock and I'm sitting down ready to eat, it's hours and hours later. And so I think really that I just slip into some kind of a time warp. Don't know, but I'm going to sit down and enjoy now. I don't want to ruin that, so I'll do this first. A little olive hummus. I probably won't be hungry for dinner. It's so late. Thanks for watching. This is Chris Carter, Cooking with Chris Carter. Have a great day.